Recollections that I have of my grandmother, who has been dead now for 28 years, is that visiting down in Florida, one day she wasn't talking anymore. So it went from one trip of being able to talk to her to she wasn't talking anymore. And then the next time it was, well, grandma is leaving the house without any clothes on and getting lost in the neighborhood. Here we are years later with my mother at age 82 with dementia. So she still talks. This past trip was the first time that she didn't know who I was for a moment, and that was really hard. And I needed to work with that. It was just a short circuit, and that she would come back, and she did. You know, she got back to, I'm so glad that my daughter is here, but there was that moment where I needed to step back and not freak out and work with her through it without having her feel more confused than she already was. I don't know that any one of us wants to end up with that kind of a disease where we don't know who our loved ones are. You know, is it something that is hereditary? We don't know that. Is it something that happens because we drink too much, or we don't do enough of this, or we don't do enough of that? So we're kind of getting old and really not knowing how we're going to end up. It's kind of a scary situation for me because I'm looking at age 60 right now and thinking, is what my mother going through and what my grandmother went through, is that going to happen to me? If people can get funding for erectile dysfunction, and I will put that out there just like that because that's the way it is, why can't we get funding for us losing our minds and not being able to know who we are? So that's how I see it.